Hi, and welcome to another episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter. Within today's episode, we're going to be talking about arrows, scales, broadheads, and spinners. So, with that said, let's get started with today's show. Hi, and welcome back to Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today, like I said, we're going to be talking about arrows, spinners, broadheads, scales. We're going to be doing all that kind of stuff. But today, you'll notice, I'm trying something totally different. So we're going to see how that works out today. And I really wish I had a webcam. I don't have one yet. I am looking into a webcam so I can show you some stuff that I'm doing, like showing you the weights on my scale. But like with my scale here, and I talked about this in my equipment thing, you gotta have a cradle for your arrows. So with that said, let's get going here. So when you look at my chart here, you see I already have some of the stuff done because it does take a while to get it done. So we're just going to, we've already got the 500 nitros done and the ballistic 425s. Both of them are by Gold Tip, and my 500 Nitro Pro by Gold Tip are 22-inch arrows. So they're longer, and they're the ones going to be used in my CENTERPOINT Patriot 415. They are a heavier arrow, and we're going to see the difference in the weights. How about that? Okay, so let's start with, let's just go here to, what's my next one's on my list here? Okay, my pile driver. So let's do the pile driver now. And you'll not, let's see if I got a better, because I got all my arrows numbered, as you can see there. That way I can determine if one isn't shooting correctly, I know about it, you know. Because I'll do 3 shots if it's a flyer. Then I'll come in, I'll weigh it, weigh the tip again, weigh it empty with the tip and with the spinner to see if it's gotten crooked or something like that. Because you always, just like your crossbow, we'll do crossbow safety in another episode, probably a little bit further down the line. Probably say for this winter when it gets cold and snowy here. So you always want to, but one thing you want to do with your arrows is always just make sure when you run your fingers up and down, or even a cotton ball, to see if you got any splinters or your arrow is catching on something. Okay, so we're going to start here with this number 4 pile driver. Okay, so as you see my spreadsheet here, okay, you can see the numbers on there, the name of the arrow, the number of the arrow. Okay, so this one comes in at 343.6. My next one here is number 5. Comes in at 342. Up. 343.0. Number 1 is coming in at 356.8. Number 8 let's see, where's number 8? There's number 8. Comes in at 345.6. Number 6 is coming in at 344.4. Arrow number, let's see here, 2 is coming in at 357.0. Arrow number 3 is coming in at 358.4. Arrow number 9 is coming in at 345.8. And arrow number 7. That's coming in number 7 here. That's coming in at 344.6. Okay, so what kind of spread do we got here? 356, 357. 358. Wow. And the lowest looks like a 343. Wow. That's a big difference there. Let's take a look at some of those. Let me grab a couple of those over here. Ah. So, what do we got here? Let me show you. We got different tips. That is interesting. For a person like me who pays attention to detail, kind of fell on this one. So, arrow number 9, which has the bigger tip, is at 345, and the arrow with the smaller insert tip, number 2, is 357. That is interesting. Very interesting. So I'm going to have to do some research on some of these pile driver arrows to see what that's about. Alright. Alright. Moving on to the center point arrows. Oh, I just dropped an arrow. Alright. And then the pile driver. Got that out of the way. Okay. So let's move on to the center points here. And we'll do arrow number 1. Okay. At 296.6. Arrow number 6. Okay. Is coming in at 296.8. Alrighty. Arrow number 3. That's coming in at 300.4. Arrow number 2 is coming in at 298.4. Arrow number 9 is coming in at 299.0. Arrow number 4 is coming in at 297.6. Arrow number 7 is coming in at 298.2, and arrow number 5 is coming in at 299.4, and the last arrow, number 8, is coming in at 298.4. Okay, so 299, 296. That was like 296 is our highest. 296.6. Nope. 297. 299. So we've got 299.4. And my lowest, no, my highest is 300.4. So we got 300.4 here. 296.6. Oh, yeah, looks like 296.5 or 6. So about a 4 grain spread there. So let's just use the 300 here and go and look at the nitro. So you're looking at about 100 and we'll just call it 130 grain difference. How's that sound? In these arrows. So again, we'll be doing, you know, the working on the broadhead weights, get everything. Even if we have to get them to come up into different group ranges. So we may have a group 1, group 2 to make everything work. But you know what? We will try to give it a shot and see if that works. So, okay. Moving on to our broadheads. This is the titanium by THORN Broadheads. It looks just like a broadhead, don't it? Like a broadhead. Of course, it's a broadhead. It looks just pretty much like a field tip, just a little bit longer, maybe a little bit narrower, maybe. But you got this sleeve on the back here that makes the width the same. It looks like on the very bottom of these. And I have, oh gosh, probably 100 field tips, 125, between 125s and my 100 grains, which will take me a very long time to go through, weigh, and all that, which we will show on the next video. Okay, so we're going to start out with this here, and we're going to put it in. If you notice, I still have the field tip on there, not field tip, but the collar on here, the yellow collar. That's for practicing with. I only practice with these just before I go out, because I don't want to waste the sharpness on these, because they're pretty sharp along with the blade. And you see I still have the rubber thing going through here, which before I go out and shoot, I will cut that off. Okay, so let's see how much this 125 grain titanium weighs here. Yep. There we go. So that comes in at 126.6. Okay. My next one here comes in at 126.6. And my third one here comes in at 126. Slightly over, but okay, that'll work. Yeah, it's in with a half a grain, so that's good. All right, so let's go to the 100 grain titanium, and that comes in at 99.4. The next one here. Oh, wrong one. I don't want that one. We'll get that one in a moment. And that comes in at 99.8. And my last titanium comes in at 99.6. Okay, so slightly under 100 grains. I can live with that too. So moving on to the Rift broadheads. The Rift is a 2.2 cut. The titaniums are 1.25 inches cut. I'm sorry, 1 3/4 cut. So let's see what these 125s come out to. Okay, so we're at 124.0. Close, very good. My next one here. Oh, I don't like that. 119.8. what, 6 grains below. Ooh, let's see what the next one comes in at. 122.8. Wow, that is big. A big difference. So we got one that's close, one that's really far out, and one, you might put it in the ballpark, we might not. So the 125 riffs aren't making me happy right now, but we're going to have to figure those out. All right. Now for the 100 grain, let's see what those come out. Okay, 104.4. The second one, 103.2. I think I just messed these up. I'm going to have to do these all over again here. Okay, so I think I put them in the wrong stack. Alright, so let's do this all over again. 100 grain here, 104.8, 103.2, and 104.6. Okay. A little high. We might be able to find some tips that are close. But again, I don't like that high. But again, the reason I went to these is just because there's no wings on them. If you look at the all the other broadheads out there, it looks like they got wings on them. I should have had my rages out here that I got, but I don't. So maybe I'll bring them up in my next video about the rages and why I don't like the rages again. Okay, so we got all the weighing done here with the arrows. We got all the broadheads weighed out. So we got a lot of work to do here still, because we still have to do the spin test. So with that said, let's come back with final thoughts. Okay, so we're back with final thoughts. What did we learn today? Wow. Not everything is created equal. Yeah. So let's start over here with the broadheads. Have you noticed my titaniums, 125s, they're pretty close. My titanium 100 grains, we'll call that close. But my rift, that's going to be a different ball game. You got one that's close here, and the other ones are, I'm going to say that one's way off. And then we got that one, we'll call that one the middle of the road, so I don't know. My rift 100 grains all over, almost 5 grains. So I'm going to have to really look for a tip, field tip that's going to come close to that. I don't know. We'll have to see what we can come up with on that. As far as my arrows are concerned, well, not bad. My ballistics have a 361.8 here, up to 365. So those we could probably group and make 2 groups out of those with the arrows. My nitros, 500, close, very close. So that looks good on that. My pile drivers, as we learned earlier, that they have the different 2 different tips on them, inserts. So I got to do some research on that, so hopefully we'll come up with something. Yep, that's my other engineer. Where is he? Right here. Right here. There he is. Okay. And my center points. I'm going to say, you know, if they're within 4, maybe making 2 groups out of those 2. But again, we're going to be shooting all these eventually to get some kinetic energy type stuff out there, see what they do with speed, with the energy. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so with that said, you guys have a great day. Remember, family comes first. Take care of your family. Good hunting. See you on the next video. Oh, let me go back up here a little bit. I'm sorry. Remember, if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button down below. Ring that bell. Okay? Give me that thumbs up. I need all the help I can get. And so, I hope this video explains a lot of stuff. It helps you out. So, with that said, again, see you next time.